Liv Morgan is officially out of action, and this isn't just another injury update. This is a massive shakeup to WWE's women's division, one that few fans are truly grasping the magnitude of. Because behind the tweets, backstage updates, and reports lies a much deeper and more devastating reality. Liv Morgan's career is once again at a painful crossroads, and WWE's creative plans just took a hit they weren't ready for. Let's rewind to Monday Night Raw. It was supposed to be another high-stakes night, one that continued the momentum WWE had built around Liv Morgan. Just a week earlier, Liv had kicked off a blockbuster feud with the returning Nikki Bella, a storyline that was rumored to set up a dream match at the upcoming Evolution 2 event. Whether it would have been Liv versus Nikki in a generational singles showdown or a Bella Twins reunion against Liv and Raquel Rodriguez, the writing was on the wall. This was going to be one of WWE's marquee women's stories heading into the summer. But it didn't go that way. During a match with Kairi Sane, one simple, ordinary wrestling move changed everything. A routine leg drag, a move thousands of fans have seen performed countless times, caused Liv to land awkwardly on her shoulder. Within seconds, she was visibly in pain, rolling out of the ring, clutching her arm. The match came to a sudden stop. The cameras cut to commercial, but for Liv Morgan, there was no escaping what had just happened. Reports from PW Insider confirmed the worst, a legitimate shoulder dislocation, and this wasn't storyline injury hype. WWE's medical personnel rushed to check on her as soon as she made it backstage. There was no heat on Kairi Sane, none whatsoever. It was a freak accident, just bad luck. But that doesn't make the timing any less heartbreaking. Because this injury hit at the worst possible time. Liv wasn't just involved in one storyline, she was at the center of several. She's one half of the women's tag team champions with Raquel Rodriguez. She's embedded in the high-profile return feud with Nikki Bella. WWE had teased a potential title program between Liv and Io Sky, the reigning women's world champion. All signs pointed to a summer dominated by Liv Morgan across multiple narratives. Now, all of it is in limbo. This isn't just about a match being postponed. It's about months of build, months of emotional investment, gone in an instant. It's about a performer who has clawed her way up from undercard status to becoming one of the most over female stars on the roster, suddenly being sidelined when she was finally hitting her prime. And let's talk about that rise. Liv Morgan's career has been defined by perseverance. She isn't a WWE product that was fast-tracked to the top. She wasn't handed titles or main events early on. She worked her way through the Riot Squad era, the awkward singles runs, the almost but not quite moments, and then, when she finally got her moment, her run with the Women's Championship in 2024, it was everything fans had hoped for. That feud with Rhea Ripley? Electric, gritty, emotional. The kind of feud that elevated both women and reminded WWE what happens when real chemistry meets long-term booking. Liv wasn't just playing champion, she was the champion, and the fans were with her every step of the way. So when that run ended, and Liv transitioned into tag team gold with Raquel Rodriguez, it wasn't a step down, it was a pivot, a lateral move to maintain momentum, stay on TV, and remain relevant. She didn't fade into the background, she stayed active, stayed important, and stayed ready. And that's what made this injury so crushing. It wasn't just a setback, it was a derailment of everything WWE had been lining up for the next several months. Think about it, Evolution 2 is coming up on July 13th. That show was already being positioned as a landmark moment for WWE's women's division. Liv Morgan was going to be a pillar of that event, whether in a tag match with Raquel or a singles grudge match with Nikki Bella. With the Bella Twins reportedly teasing a comeback, the buzz around the division had reached a fever pitch. Now, WWE may still have Evolution 2, they may even find a replacement for Liv in that match, but it won't be the same, because Liv wasn't just another name on the card, she was a cornerstone of the storyline. Her absence will be felt by fans, by fellow wrestlers, and by the company's storytelling engine itself. Let's talk about the Queen of the Ring tournament. With the semifinals already set to begin and Night of Champions around the corner, WWE will move forward, they'll slot someone else in, they'll adjust, as they always do, but behind the scenes, it's clear that Liv Morgan was in line for something much bigger. And that's what makes this even harder to swallow. Liv had just begun to explore the next phase of her career, one that could have seen her climb back into the main event picture. The seeds had already been planted for a possible future feud with Io Sky. Just last week, they opened Monday Night Raw with a segment between the two. That's not random, that's WWE telegraphing long-term plans, and those plans involve Liv Morgan. So what happens now? Well, the severity of her shoulder injury will determine the recovery timeline. On average, a dislocated shoulder can keep an athlete out of action for up to 16 weeks. That's 4 months. If that timeline holds, Liv would be out until October, missing Evolution 2, SummerSlam, and most of the major summer programming. Could she return earlier? Possibly. Liv is young, resilient, and known for her determination, but WWE can't gamble on that. They'll move forward with contingency plans, as any major promotion must. Still, they're losing more than just a body on the roster. They're losing momentum. Liv Morgan's connection with the WWE Universe is one of the most authentic on the roster. Her fan base is fiercely loyal. She moves merch, her crowd reactions are undeniable, and most importantly, she delivers in the ring and on the mic. She's earned her place, and losing her right now means more than just a storyline being paused. It means a gap in the emotional continuity of WWE's weekly programming. Let's not forget her role in Judgment Day either. While not always front and center in the faction's angles, Liv brings a unique energy to the group. She balances out the male-dominated dynamics, adds emotional depth, and connects the audience to the storyline in a way few others can. Take her out of the mix, and it's like pulling a vital cog from a machine. Judgment Day will go on, sure, but it won't be the same. It's also worth asking, what does this mean for Raquel Rodriguez? Tag champions are supposed to defend as a unit. If one partner is out for months, what happens to the titles? Do they vacate? Does Raquel get a new partner? Does the storyline simply dissolve? None of those are ideal outcomes, and they all stem from one unfortunate, fluke injury. So as the WWE Universe processes this news, we have to remember something important. Liv Morgan is not just a character. She's a human being. She's someone who is now in physical pain, emotional distress, and professional limbo. She doesn't know if she'll be cleared for Evolution 2. She doesn't know how her storyline with Nikki Bella will play out. She doesn't even know if her tag team title reign will survive. What she does know is that her fans are watching, and they're rooting for her. Because Liv Morgan's story has always been one of comeback. From NXT hopeful to women's champion to now an essential figure on Raw, she has never had it easy, but she has always fought back. Always. And if there's one thing we can say with confidence, it's that this isn't the end. It's just another chapter in the Liv Morgan saga. One that's painful, yes. One that's full of uncertainty, but also one that will likely lead to another return, another pop from the crowd, another moment of vindication. So here's hoping Liv heals quickly, here's hoping she defies expectations, and here's hoping WWE keeps her stories alive until she's ready to reclaim her spot. Because when she does come back, it won't just be a return, it'll be a reminder that you can never count out Liv Morgan. Not now, not ever.